Hey guys, come
You
cook
know
with
that
me.
kind of love where two people start from nothing? That was the kind of love I and my husband Kunle had. When we got married, we didn't have money, we didn't have connection, and we didn't have any big support, just hope and each other. We lived in a one small one room apartment where when it rained hard, we would start moving buckets around like it was a normal routine. But strangely, those were some of our happiest moments. We used to laugh a lot. If there were no proper food, we would drink garri and joke about it. If light didn't come, we would sit outside and talk about the kind of life we were going to build someday. Kunle would say, just be patient with me and I will change our story. And I believed him because I saw the effort. He worked hard, I worked hard too. I was selling food and saving little by little. We were not comfortable, but we were united. And honestly, unity can make struggle feel lighter. Everything changed the year he started talking about traveling abroad. At first, it sounded like one of those normal Nigerian dreams. You know, if I enter UK or Canada, things will move faster. I didn't argue. I actually encouraged him. Because in my mind, if one of us makes it, both of us will benefit. So we started planning, saving money because more seriously, we cut down expenses. I even sold some of my cooking equipment to support him. At some point, I borrowed money just to complete the amount we needed. Looking back now, I didn't just support him, I invested in him. The day his visa came out, I cried. Not because I was sad, but because I felt like our breakthrough had finally come. Before he left, he held my hand and said, I'm going there for us. Once I said so, you are next. That statement gave me peace. It gave me something to hold on to. The first few months after I traveled was not easy, but they were okay. We talked often. He would call and tell me how everything was expensive, how the weather was too cold, how he was doing different small jobs just to survive. Sometimes he sounded tired, but he always reassured me, just give me small time. I haven't forgotten you, and I believed him. I stayed back home managing everything, the house, the debt we took, my small business. I was doing my best holding on to his promise. But slowly, something started changing. The calls reduced from every day to once in a few days, then once a week. At first, I didn't complain. I told myself he was just busy. Maybe work is stressing him. But when we talked, it didn't feel the same anymore. Before, he used to ask about everything. Now, the conversation just became shorter. I am fine, work is okay, we'll talk later. That closeness we had started fading. One day, I finally spoke up. I said, Kunle, you didn't talk to me like before again. And his response shocked me. He said, why are you always complaining? You know that I'm facing what I'm facing here. I was quiet because that was not the man I used to know. Still, I apologized because I didn't want any problems. Months passed. Anytime I asked about joining him over there will always be an excuse. Things are not stable yet. I'm still working on documents. Just wait small. Meanwhile, I was here in Nigeria struggling, paying off loan, running my business alone, answering questions from people. Hope your husband will call soon. When are you traveling to meet him? I kept defending him. He's trying. It's not easy over there. Until one day I found out the truth. It was just something I wasn't even looking for. One afternoon I was with a friend and she said casually, is your husband not in abroad? I said yes. Then she showed me her phone. At first I didn't understand what I was saying. Then my heart dropped. It was Kunle, my husband, standing close to a woman too close to be just friend. I tried to stay calm. I said that might just be someone he knows. But she kept scrolling. More pictures, different days, same woman. In one of them, his hand was around her waist. That moment, everything inside me went cold. I collected the phone and I looked properly. It was him. No mistakes, no confusion, just truth staring at me in the face. That evening, I called him. My heart was beating so fast. When he picked, he didn't even greet me. I just said, who is that woman? He went silent. Then he said, what are you talking about? That denial hurt me even more than anything. But because now it wasn't just betrayal, it was disrespect. I sent him the pictures. There was a long pause. Then he sighed. That sigh told me everything. He started explaining, saying things like, "She's just helping me. She's my friend. You don't understand how things are over here." But I knew deep down, I knew. So I asked him one question: "Are you still my husband?" There was a silence, a long silence at that. Then he said, "It's complicated." That was the moment everything ended for me. Not the marriage on paper, but the one in my heart. Because when love becomes complicated, it usually means someone has already checked out. I didn't shout, I didn't beg, I just said, "Okay," and I ended the call. That night, I sat in the dark for a long time, thinking about everything we've been through: the struggle, the sacrifices, the dreams we shared, and how easily it all changed. It wasn't just that he found someone else, it was that he left me behind after everything we built together. Days passed, then weeks. He stopped calling completely. No explanation, no apology, nothing. I later heard that he was living with that woman, just like that. Meanwhile, I was still here, trying to survive. I won't lie, it broke me. There were days I cried, days I couldn't focus, days I kept asking myself questions. Was I not enough? Did I do something wrong? But with time, I started seeing things clearly. There was nothing about me. This wasn't about me, and this was about his choice. Because a man who truly loves you does not forget you when life gets better. He doesn't struggle with you, then abandon you when things start working out. That realization helped me stand up again. I focused on my life, my business, my peace, my healing. It wasn't easy, I won't lie, but I moved forward. Then one day he called after months of silence. I picked, not because I missed him, but because I had healed enough to listen. He said, "I made a mistake." I didn't argue. I didn't even cry. I just said, "I hope you learned from it." Because by that time, I was no longer waiting for him. I had found myself again. And sometimes that's the real lesson. Not everyone we struggle with is meant to stay with us. So, some people are part of your life from the beginning, but not your future. And that's just okay. Because losing them might be the only way you can finally find your strength. At that point, Kunle was no longer the man for me. He chose what he chose, and I wished him well. And I ended the call. The truth is, even till this very day, I still do not wish him bad. I focused on my work, I took care of myself, I allowed myself to heal without rushing. And one day, I noticed something. I didn't feel heavy anymore. His name didn't make my heart shake. His absence didn't feel like I had wound anymore. It just felt like I closed a chapter. So when he finally called later on again after months, he said I made a mistake. I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel pain. I just felt done because that is how it should be.